Interesting.
Hello, and welcome everyone back to the FPL Jedi Show. This is the preview of Gameweek 2. My name is Hafiz and I would like to welcome my co-host Azmin to the stream. Definitely you're on a high right now, Min.
Yeah, can't complain despite having some zeros in my team, but enough players helped to cover for me, so quite a decent start.
Great, as you can see our overrun right now, I'm in the 3.2 million and Azmin in the 340 plus thousand, which is nice, which is a bit different, probably 20 points different between our team, Min. That's why this is the difference in terms of rank, but this is still early of the season, but we all know there's especially me, there's some catch up need to be done.
No problem. Early days, 1 week.
All right, like we mentioned, your bench boosted last week, Min. So that's why to me you had a successful bench boost, and our poster boy, Mr. Cuyper, who actually gathered the highest point for game week 2 with 17 points, right? So well done, Min. You had the Cuyper in your team. Let's jump straight to your team. You scored 73 points. Overall rank, which is the actual rank is 343. I slightly snapshot earlier in terms of our overall rank. And one person that make a difference, at least on your bench, is the Cuyper. But there was other player who make a difference this week, Min. So walk through your team.
Right. Okay. So let's start with my triple team first. So first Arsenal triple team: Gabriel, Calafiori, and Odegaard. So Odegaard turned out to be our highest point scorer with 11 points. So very happy with that. If you remember the dilemma of trying to figure out if I want that Arsenal attacker Odegaard over Solis, and I went for Odegaard.
Yep.
And so come off paid a bit more. So let's see whether that continues and whether he can sustain. Calafiori, I got to thank my deciding to go back to the norm because if you remember, I didn't have it in my team, but after cities, after the Community Shield, I decided okay, let's Arsenal's defense to play. Let's go for Calafiori. In the end, it didn't make much of a difference because I sold Guardiola to bring him in. So Guardiola ended up scoring a goal.
I'm not sure how much his point is.
But can't complain. Yeah, Gabriel's the highest, most expensive player, Arsenal player, and he only came off with 5 because he also got a yellow card. Yeah, but let's see how that is long term. The other triple team that I had did not fare as well. Very, very disappointing. Lamins, Maguire, and Bruno Fernandes was my captain for the week. Contributed a total of 6 points, which is just 1 point more than Gabriel. It's ridiculous. Okay, so obviously everyone knows Manchester United happened very disappointing loss against a promoted side 2-0. So moving on to the double team players, I got Robbie and Hume also falling to a disappointing defeat to a promoted side. So 2 points there, Robbie and Hume. Then finally, then the other double team, which is Woods and Isaac, also disappointing with 2 points each as well. So we can talk about it a bit more later, but really, I was talking so much about how bad Newcastle's midfield was that totally didn't take into account just how bad Liverpool's midfield was as well. So it's a problem. We don't have a proper holding midfielder. Someone who can really control that midfield. So that conspired together with Newcastle's deficiencies, and I didn't get any returns there. The other double gamer that I had, which was Verbruggen and Cuyper for Brighton. Yeah, it's Brighton trashing for Villa 4-0, which I kind of expected Villa to not score. That's why I had two defenders for Brighton, but I didn't expect them to concede that many as well. So the prime people responsible for that were Cuyper and Hinchelwood, both of whom did not start in midweek in Europe. So but they both started this week as well. So credit to those, including myself, who took the risk. Even though they didn't, that they didn't start for Europe and plugged them into our team. So well done. And so congratulate myself there. So then the only others left were the one team players. So Sar, there was after the deadline, started hearing things about him not wanting to play, and then supposedly has an injury. So I don't really know what the real story is, but he totally disappeared off the team sheet when it came up. So I was resigned to the fact that. Then Thiago also 0 because he missed the penalty in a Brentford trashing Spurs by 3-0. To be honest, they could have done much more. For those of you who watched the game. And I have nothing to show for it, so very, very annoying. The other player, of course, my loyal Dewsbury Hall, and my favorite. So I'm very happy to see him come off with 2-0, and very, very, really nicely taken goal, by the way. So not surprised he came out bonus points, and I guess I'm happy with him because at the same time he is someone who can get DEFCON points as well, depending. But I'm just very happy to have him because I do feel that he's going to be the focal point of the Everton attack. So so total is 73 points. So I arranged, if you can see in the on the screen there, I did arrange it to have my least those who are least expected to score much at the bottom on the bench. So arguably it was a success.
Imagine you missed out that bench boost, right? You decided don't do that. You miss out a lot of points there. 17 plus 4, 21. Is it 28, 27?
It's 27. And I guess with Sa disappearing, I'd have gotten 2 points off the bench if I did that bench, because that is how I would probably have arranged it as well. I don't know. It's a tough one. But just to let you know, okay, so this is your screenshot, right, of my team. Interestingly enough, the system decided to substitute Sa for Hume in my final team. I don't know why. Even though it's a bench boost, but it still did that auto substitution because Sa disappeared. I don't know, it was so weird. But anyway, so happy with my team. Annoyed with stuff like my captaincy, but then credit to those who got the right captain this week, because Fernandes and Haaland both supposedly both blanked. Those who took the risk with someone else, like maybe an Arsenal defender. So if they come off, well done. But from the looks of it, not that many. Of course, captaining Cuyper, that would be fun.
That will be risky, but it will be rewarding if let's say you did that. But to be frank, you had a successful bench boost, definitely. I think if you've been offered 73 points prior to this game, your result, probably you will take that if you've been offered that. And if let's say someone offered me 70 plus points, I'll also take that. I think the most important thing, your team had the right players for game week 1, especially Odegaard over Zolis, who had been hyped prior to this game week 1 based on the community shield match. He ended up only 6 points. So Odegaard got a goal and pretty much all the bonus points. So 11 points for Odegaard. Same price, 6.5. I think you are comfortable in that position, at least for now, unless Solis make a different after this game.
You know, there's a lot of talk how Solis got substituted out.
I think that's another.
But Odegaard got substituted at exactly the same time. They got substituted out together. So it's the jury's still open on that.
Yeah. But I think if I had Odegaard now, I'll be pretty much happier. Consider he's the captain of the team. Probably he'll play more minutes than Solis after this. But it depends on how your team shape up, or if you have in mind like wildcarding early, right, in Gameweek 3 or 4 or something like that, probably. But another player I just want to mention, KDH, is continue to tick for you, man. You had him, you had love affair with him, so you had the 11 points, okay, which is nice, but it could be much better. Something like you mentioned, Thiago scored a penalty, and also I just want to point out, I said could had actually the penalty for Liverpool at the end of the game, because he actually played 98 minutes like Szoboszlai, but end up the penalty took by Szoboszlai instead of Isaac. Offline we did discuss, probably because the hostile environment Newcastle you just want it. And but jury is still not sure in terms of who will be on penalty exactly, mate. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, Szoboszlai is quite the pro. He takes it for his country as well. So, as much as I would like to see Isaac be the main penalty taker, it's not so sure, because with Szoboszlai, that was a really good, well taken penalty by Szoboszlai. If you saw it, so, really perfect. And the story is that he always aims the same target, which is to the left. So the goalkeeper did, of course, to Szoboszlai's left, and of course the goalkeeper went the same way, but still couldn't catch it anyway. So
that's a great strike.
So it's something to be said. If I had Szoboszlai, I certainly think that he would still continue taking penalties. Yeah, but I don't.
We shall see the next one. How will be, and I think with Isaac looks like fit to play the 90 minutes, right? Until 90 minutes. So
yeah, I think the thing about the penalty as well is because a lot of players, they thrive on hostile environment. Some players, they thrive on hostile. It just spurs them on. It just makes them even stronger. And makes them defiant. But Isaac seemed to be quite affected. And of course, you were talking about the hostile environment, but at the same time, the death of one of their beloved players, Kevin Keegan, that was also, really helped in terms of atmosphere. And while watching, I realized that this match was eerily similar to our opener, our first game against Newcastle last season, when Isaac had just been sold. So it's like, Isaac transfer sarcasm was very, very hostile. Pretty much the same thing happened, except in that one we did win. But in this game, we went off with a draw. Lucky draw, last minute penalty. But as a Liverpool fan, we'll take it. Liverpool have a lot of
I'll take it.
Liverpool have a lot of, Iraola has a lot of issues to solve, especially in that midfield. So yeah.
Okay. And probably we just touch a bit. Sa missed out. Are you thinking about transferring him out for Gameweek 2? Probably in that could be in your mind, but you have some players who could come in for Gameweek 2 if you're thinking of not doing anything. So I think that's something that you can talk about in the team selection section after this. All right, let's go to my team. I scored 54 points. Okay, don't bench boost. But if you look at my bench, Rodden scored 6 points. Slater somehow rather got an assist because Hull wins 2-0 against United, and Van Ewik only got 1 points. So that 30 points there, if you give me that 13 points from DB, probably I'll take that, because I think the minimum probably 8. Any lower than that, okay, for you'll be unlucky. Anything more than 8, I think I'll take that. I'm not sure about you, Min, but that 13 points on my bench, if you give me another chance to PB, I'll take that. But other than that, probably inside my team, double defense, like your Samin, but you went for Gabriel. I got the boring Raya pick. He got the clean sheet, 6 point, nothing else there. Calafiori will not. Maguire disappointed. United lost, same like yours. But I want to give a shout out to Asia, Christian Asia from Brentford. He got that DC points, 2 points, clean sheet, Brentford. So 4.5 million. I think some of the content creators also had him in the team, like Zofa and also FPL Harry, if I understand. He also got a year. So I didn't copy them, but I just want to mention that there are some other managers who actually had him in the team. So Brentford looking great, looking consistent again, looking have already going to this, and Spurs are not looking great, right? We will touch on that in more details in terms of result. Disappointing about United assets, Bruno Fernandes and Bomo, and did not make a difference whether you captain Bruno or Haaland, because both blank, right? I mean, but City come up with a lucky win against Bournemouth at the end, like the last 6 minutes or 8 minutes, they get a result from both match. So we can discuss more on that. DCL only 1 point, yellow carded. Gross and Soboslai. I actually recall back last minute whether I should change Gross to Ndaye. So if I made that move, Ndaye got 9 points. So
9 points.
But that's my decision. And I want to take with Gross because Brighton look excellent. 4-0 win against Villa. Probably something that we probably don't expect that they can trash Villa at 4-0, but Gross delivered nothing from that. But he actually got some interesting stats in terms of Brighton. He has some great chances created, but in the end, no return. But this is my team for Gameweek 1. And the only hero double digit here is João Pedro, which half of FPL manager had him. So yeah, that's my team.
Yeah, surprisingly, I didn't have it. But yeah, I was always worried that Chelsea, João Pedro is going to haul. And, looking at 11 points, that is a nice haul for João Pedro. So those who had him, that's how my rank, which was in the 5-digit figure before the Chelsea game. So, but again, rank is just the first week. I just like to claim a moral victory over Calvert-Lewin with my Robbie scoring 2 points instead of 1. But the Ayer pick was I'm looking at that feeling a bit.
Because you had like thinking about him, right? Or Pinot or something like that.
Right? Well, I was thinking of a Brentford defender, but in the end, I didn't have any. Because I still have my Sunderland defender as well.
But on the high side, I could easily, because I this also in my thinking at the end of that deadline, instead of I have Ayer, I could have Balat, because on 5 minutes I have that spare money. Imagine that happened. Balat scored only 0 points, right?
Yeah, so apparently he had a really bad game. Gross, I think if I were you, I'd be very frustrated because Brighton 4-0, Gross not getting any points, but. Hey, that's
Gameweek 1. We can only look forward, right? So the average point, I think somewhere 53 or something like that. So I think if you're not bench boosting, probably you scored that kind of points.
And the other thing I'm a bit jealous about, even though you had him on your bench, is Roden, because Leeds. How I was talking about how I expected Forest to destroy Leeds, and that didn't happen. They held off. Leeds wasn't that strong in attack either, but their defense looked very, very solid. So it's something to monitor, and see whether or not I need to also put in, pick up a player or two for Leeds. If you remember, at one point my first draft had Harry Wilson in it. But
he somehow early. So for over your hero last year, Okafor. So interesting.
That's the other thing, because I did take a look at Okafor. I'm sure there'll be at some point that he'll it'll be, so between Wilson and Okafor, if hopefully both can play. So I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, coming back to your team. So yeah, for if you put it into context, because I scored 27
73, right?
points. 27 points with my bench boost. So, and you did a bench boost.
Yeah.
So let's say if you had bench boost, you that 13, you'd end up with 67. So it's not that far off from my score as well. So yeah. So I think it's all right for a non-bench boost team. It's okay.
You can see, because we have a different path right now, which is interesting, because you already activated your first chip, and look forward for the next one. Let's jump to some stats for game one, Min. I just want to point out more than 800,000 FPL managers have attacked the start of 26-27 by using their bench boost chip, like yourself. A record for game week 1 and the fourth highest total of all time, as you can see on the table on the left. Last season, Min, because this is the second season that we have this double chip available, and last season, on the first week itself, only 342,000 managers use that chip, and more than double use this time around. And you can see that chip used in game week 1, bench boost, is the highest, but some other manager also decided to triple captain. So I'm not sure who they are, but if you are triple captaining Bruno or Haaland, they are one. Remember, are you surprised with a lot of manager bench boosting?
Not really, I guess. I'm surprised.
Yes,
I'm surprised I bench boosted, but I guess because it looked with all the favorable matchups that was on paper, you had the Hull matchup and the Ipswich matchup and the Coventry matchup, all this promoted sides looking at arguably they could get trashed. So I can see why the bench boost chip was usable, because you might want to also pick some of these players and end up benching them later. So and for me, I didn't want to bench boost at first because I really couldn't figure out. I'm not sure what I wasn't confident that I'd be able to pick all the players who would start, because at the end of the preseason is an indicator, but it's not a guarantee. But yeah, and in the end, I still messed up, because Sa disappeared from my starting lineup. Yeah, but yeah, I guess for me personally, I'm just relieved that this, because I'm on record as saying this is the chip I totally dislike and have a plan for. So getting it out the way at least, can't complain with that. So when I plan my wild card, my wild card, I don't have to worry about having to bench boost at some point. So yeah,
like me, I have to think on that, which is interesting. So yeah, probably next season, if a lot of media decided this chip could be a good one in game week 1, I'll rethink on that strategy next season. But I'm on a different path right now, which is interesting. Let's go to the captaincy, Min, because we talk about Haaland and Bruno. Game week 1, most captain players, Haaland, no surprise, 4.3 million, like myself, only scored 2. In the top 5, Bruno Fernandes, Isaac, and Bomo all blank, except for 568,000 managers who decided to captain João Pedro. They have been rewarded. So third best rank. So it'll be interesting, and I'm eager if, let's say, I have the balls to captain João Pedro this week. He could be an option, but there's options. I mean, if Haaland looks rusty, Bruno Fernandes or United are not looking great right now. Chelsea probably overhyped after that game week 1 against Fulham. But we have option. Isaac also can be an option, right?
Yeah, I got to give props to those who captain Pedro. Obviously, preseason form was a big thing, and the fact that he didn't go to the World Cup, so he was already rearing to go. Wanting to show people that why you didn't send me. This is what I can do. And then after this one, I'm sure the Brazil manager is looking at it. Okay, did we do a mistake? This guy is clearly thirsty. But anyway, So well done to those who went. You could say against the popular theory of Haaland and Bruno Fernandes. I am surprised that many still continue to captain Haaland though. It's quite. I have to admit, because Haaland went to the World Cup, didn't have much of a preseason, and they lost. But of course, because it's Haaland, and historically Haaland always starts well. So it's the first time I think that he didn't score in the opening game. So
in the opening game week.
So I guess that was history against it. Bruno Fernandes, of course, against Hull too. But apparently, I'm not a Manchester United expert, but just looking at it, he did have a bad game. Most the experts or those who like Manchester felt that he had one of the worst games that he could have. It was a really bad day for him. Who's that guy from Late Riser from FPL Wire? It was one of those. I catch one of those. He said that. On my part, just to say that if you remember, I was trying to. I was thinking of going for Isaac instead of Bruno Fernandes. In the end, it didn't make a difference. More blanked anyway. And then there's Mbeumo. So with Mbeumo, I just felt that it was too much of a stretch, because especially if you had him over Fernandes, if you had both him and Fernandes, I can't see a world where you captain Mbeumo over Fernandes. Of course, obviously, Mbeumo was playing up front. Yeah, so that probably spurred some decisions. But I just felt if Manchester United had won that game, I think Fernandes would probably get more points than Mbeumo. But I don't know.
Yeah, and looking at Cunha also in the team, and Sesko somehow rather returned early. So there are always risks.
So I feel that Manchester United has the same problem as teams like Liverpool and Newcastle, which is their midfield needs work. So Casemiro is no longer with that team, and Santos was bad. And in the end, Cunha does what Cunha does, which is track back. He's going further back to retrieve the ball, kind of thing. So not great. So Carrick has a lot of work to do, and he needs to do it, because if he can't, of course, being at Old Trafford helps for the next match, but that's almost a must win, because the crowd, the fans are going to be on him if he loses a second game. My God, you think it's unthinkable, but we thought it was unthinkable. We didn't think it was possible that Hull would win in the first game. So if we were to lose against Ipswich at Old Trafford, that's going to be a problem.
I would like to welcome Raka FPL, Olis to Madrid, and Muhammad Ali who joined our stream. Thank you for those questions. We will look at that later. Okay. Quickly, team of the week and the result. I think the big result, we expected Arsenal, like we predicted 3-0 win against Coventry. So Arsenal did that. But who else had a big result? I think we want to point out Hull City, right? Nobody expect them to win against United. Probably also another promoted side is Ipswich Town, who actually got a win against Sunderland, and a last-minute goal also from the ex-Sunderland players. Okay, what else? Leeds got a big win away to Forest. I think that's really a tricky match. They managed to keep a clean sheet, and Anton Sturt is someone that you see he is in the team of the week with 13 points, right? So Hull 2-0, so we know both Mendy and Ajayi, who actually scored the goal, kept a clean sheet, so they gathered like 15 and 14 points. Another result we point out, Brighton win big against Villa, so really fallen apart. Aston Villa now looking at probably Watkins also would not going to play anymore, can see that Brighton, Hisham Wood and the Cuyper scored 17 and 16. Probably they are the two top scorer for this game week 1. If you have both, wow, I can't imagine how happy you are for game week 1. And what else? We point out Brentford, a big win also. Spurs, now they're really on spending spree, right? Getting a lot of managers, a lot of players, new players. Now we can confirm Savinho has joined Spurs, and probably Mamush also has joined Spurs on medical or something like that. So they interesting statement from DZB. Point out by journalists asking what is your target. I think dia kata probably I should not say like something what target. Probably I need to make my team play as a team first. I think something like that. So instead of point out what kind of expectation moving forward, right? Other than that, City got a late comeback against Bournemouth, who has been excellent. I think this is their first defeat in ages. I think that's one of the stats. Newcastle, who also rip off in terms of their players, a lot of players going away from the club, but they almost get a result, right, man? But Liverpool did manage to snatch that late equalizer from Szoboszlai penalty, and Fulham Chelsea has been intensive in terms of the result. Chelsea concede goal, but they managed to score 3 goals from the new front three, so-called JP, Palmer was also in this team, 13 points, and Rogers, who did not make into this team. But other than that, we point out Sangare, he a player that has caught people's eye right now. 2 assists. Oh, I can't imagine. I thought he only excellent in terms of DC point. He got 2 assists. And then now the price rises already on Sangare and also the Cuyper. They already risen 4.6, so 5.6 respectively. So this is the theme of the week, man. What's the main takeaways?
Main takeaways that Hull triple up at the back there. Mendy, Ajayi, and Salakis. That's incredible, right? How do you legislate for that? That's insane. Who would have had those 3 in their team? That'd be probably Hull supporters. I think I saw at least one team that had De Cuyper and Hinchelwood as well. So that's amazing stuff. So we're talking about Palmer, and I say I doubt we'll see the Palmer that we used to know from a few seasons back. He, of course, decided to make me eat my words. So Palmer coming back and doing well behind Pedro. So definitely something to monitor. Although if you had seen, because I did look at some highlights of Chelsea versus Fulham, I wouldn't rush in too hard, because it's just Fulham's way of playing under Arbeloa was to just really go all out in attacking, leaving a lot of holes at the back. So it's definitely something to think about before you invest in Chelsea. You have to consider who the opponent is as well. Not to say that you can't invest. Obviously, those who had Pedro still have Pedro and not going to suddenly bench him after he did well. Yeah, it's just in terms of any additional investment. Yeah, so don't get too excited. Of course, it's still the first game. Gakpo. So this guy is now a target for Manchester City as well. So there were arguments that he may have played his last game for Liverpool. We don't know, but Spurs are chasing him as well, and looks like City might chase him as well. But we nothing's guaranteed as yet.
Will that trigger this movement, or has been rumored, Bacola from PSG coming to Liverpool?
Yes, so it's like a domino effect per se. Because if they're really pursuing Bacola, then yeah, it would be letting Gakpo leave as well. So I don't know. We are at a critical stage last couple of days for the transfer window. So let's see what happens.
This week will be the final week of the transfer window, right?
Yeah, so 2 Brentford players, none of whom are named Thiago, none of named Sade, none of who are named Utara. All 3 of these players who you want the attack in that 3-0, they all blanked. That's how insane that match was. Of course, my second love affair of
Louis Potter.
Yeah. But apparently they just bought El Hadj Diouf from West Ham.
West Ham, okay, all right.
That bodes for KLP, of course, but considering he's scored, and surely Diouf doesn't replace him immediately or anytime soon. So I just want to just point out Stack. definitely worth looking at. That's an awesome free kick. Of course, he has DEFCONs in his locker as well. And if Leeds continue to be that solid team in defense and where they root, they don't score very well, but maybe with Stack taking corners or free kicks, then Stack might be a good option at that price. It's definitely something to look at. But can't fight Sangare. Sangare looks awesome, and I'm happy to keep Thiago because of Sangare, because I think Sangare looks like it could make a
It looks lively.
Yeah, it's insane.
So I mean, I can understand the urge of when they just move, right? So you can see there's a lot already movement for Sangare. His price already up. And the Cuyper is someone who play OP out of the position, right, man? So he also could be reason why people want to jump in. But like you mentioned, it's an early day, and the next match will be Chelsea against Brighton. We shall see what will happen in that match, and then come to a conclusion, because 2 weeks data is better than 1, right? So as much as I want to say for us to keep patient and roll your transfer, but I can also understand if they say you want to make your move, right? So
tak tahan lah, serious. I'm looking at Sangare and thinking that, gosh, this so attractive.
So attractive. So interesting.
Well.
But this is someone to monitor, right? So, Okay. Let's run through some stats. So probably we can learn something from, but probably not so much. But we can see in terms of goal attempts, right? I just took the players in the top side who had total shots 4 and above. The most one is Gakpo with 6 shots, 2 inside the box. Who else in the 5 shots zone? Josh from Everton, the new signing, or last season loan from Chelsea. He's priced at 5.5 million. So I'm not sure you will go there. Probably you will go for KDH in Dyer first before you go to Josh. But his price at 5.5 million. Interesting. He had 5 shots there. He looks attacking, but only plays 78 minutes. Haaland there, 5 shots, 4 inside the box. Cole Palmer also someone who had 5 shots. So probably it justify that 13 points, because he also looks at attacking. He can produce assists. He can have shots and probably goals, right? Shadi also, interestingly, probably he did not return against Spurs, but he got 5 shots there, and all inside the box. So interesting. And Spurs is someone that probably people will not invest yet. Same goes to Villa. I don't think I will go there. I won't go to Villa until we see some better results and movement. Who else there? The Cuyper, I said João Pedro, Kayode, Mbomo, Zolis, and Wisa on 4 shots there in terms of total line. So that's in the goal attempts. For distribution, chances created, assist potential, Morgan Rogers from Chelsea. Even though he is not in the top tier in terms of shots, but he have 5 chances created, which shows that he also can be good in terms of assisting. Right? Chucky is someone that we need to monitor. He did not start Spain, but when he come in, he just need like how many minutes? 30 minutes to produce 2 assists, and he priced at 7.5. So if he starts next game, he's someone that we need to monitor whether he could actually cement his place in that City lineup. Okay, I also want to point out, as much as I'm frustrated in terms of gross, he produced around 4 chances there and 1 big chances. So probably there is merit to hold him yet. But the next game will be Chelsea. Then other 3 players won 4 chances created: Madueke, Rashford, and Luke Shaw, who has been bombarded on the left side, right? So interesting if you have him, and if he produces the next game, probably you keep faith on him, right? So This is the stats, man, in terms of attacking threat for game week 1.
Yeah, it's okay. Firstly, look at Brentford. You got Sade and Coyote out of nowhere. Suddenly, he's the guy taking so many shots, on target twice as well. It's quite and in the box too. So Coyote, most of us will know he's the long throw guy, who's always there for that long throw. But now suddenly he's in the box instead of being outside it. So definitely something to monitor. But Sade there in the box, 5 shots in the box and not scoring with a single one. I don't know what. It's hard to figure out what to make of it. But it just shows that Brentford are getting a lot of chances, and it's definitely worth considering, even though they have only 2 of them there. But Brentford definitely worth looking at as someone to invest at least one attacking player, and you just need to decide which one. That's the problem. Other than that, Isaac shots 4 in the box, but that's expected of him. He just needs to score at some point. Wissa, so a lot of props on Wissa, and maybe he's a good 6.0, another of 6.0 guy that we want to see whether we can compete against the likes of DCL, Robbie, Gonzalo Gomez from Fulham, all these 6.0, and DCL as well, who incidentally doesn't appear in one of the top shot attempts in this game, as well.
I think he only got 3 or 2 something.
Yeah, maybe less. Yeah, but on the distribution side, it is that Rodgers aside, because that is Chelsea, but Cherki is another one I'm so tempted by, considering City's next game. But of course, it's a case of how is Maresca going to shuffle? Is he going to shift around? Yeah, so because Cherki obviously did well, but is he better as an impact sub, or should he play from the start? Yeah, and if he does come in, who does he replace? Foden?
I think Foden. Yeah. Somehow Foden.
Foden, of course, when he was substituted, I wasn't happy at all. But yeah, too bad. That's what happens. So the rest I'm not so. It really is just Cherki in that distribution. Is that it looks very tempting as well. So I would. Yeah, but we have to
if we have to answer this question from Rakan FPL, Wissa or Osula right now, probably from the stats goal attempt, probably Wissa win at this juncture. But
it's got to be Wissa for me because we are seeing the Wissa that was at Brentford. Yeah, not the one that.
And potentially he could be on penalty.
Yep, that's another thing. Yeah, Bruno G is not there as well, so yeah, I think he could be on penalties.
Okay. Quick look on the DC points. It's still early days, but there's around 20 players here that scored their DC points. No forward scored DC points this game week 1 because no Bowen or I think random Thiago could actually got DC points, right? Okay. So who else in the top of DEFCON 21? DEFCON from John Egan for Hull, but no surprise because it's against United. Who are interesting to see here? I did mention about a year just now at 10. Just nice to reach that 10 mark. We got the 2 points. Virgil van Dijk continue because that's the norm that VVD has done in previous season. Lacroix also did hit that DC points, which some probably before this means Lacroix in Crystal Palace could be different from in Chelsea. But Chelsea is still conceding shots. Probably that's why Lacroix can get that DC points. He got 12 there. Who else? The Leeds United players, I suppose. Bijor, Justin. No Rodden there, in terms of defense. Malik Thiaw from Newcastle, Kian Pong from Chelsea, but I'm not sure whether he can continue because there's a lot of other players who come in. But those are I think another surprise one from Robertson and also Lewis Hall playing on the left side. they can also hit that DC points, which is interesting because they have potential attacking. So you can hit that DC and also get attacking. We want those kind of players. Right? On the midfielder side, we did touch about Sangare. We did touch about Stack. But who else that can have DC points for this game we won? Indiaye hit that one. He got 12 goal. Gakpo, interesting. Zaka, Ampadu, I think. But the Crystal Palace players also did that. Adam Wharton and also Kamada, who I think they are on the cheap, 5 or 5.5 million. So probably those players can be in consideration. But this is game week 1 stats, still early days, but it's good to know these players can hit this season. Anyone strikes you?
Yeah, obviously for those who are looking at wildcarding, and to pick in game week 3, I think that's a popular option. I think John Egan has to be on the top of the list of people to bring in to help fund the rest of your team. He's only 4.0 and 21 DEFCONs. He should get double DEFCON. He should get 4 points of DEFCON. Just
imagine if they won.
Yeah, it's insane, but of course only 2, so he got 8. The rest of his whole team, in the team of the week. So maybe it's not so easy to think. In terms of the defense side, nothing really special other than John Egan, I guess. Senesi continues with his DEFCON story.
Senesi. I think one more player that I missed out.
But again, we have to wait and see when Spurs, the other defenders come back from injury, what's going to be the first choice. For now, it's a void. And Ayer down there is, of course, who you had, and for 2 points there as well. I'm interested on the midfield side because, see, this is why, despite the inconsistency, is Cody Gakpo getting DEFCON. It's just because we know he does put in the effort. So if he does leave, he'll be appreciated by Liverpool. It's not a case of him leaving and we get booed. Yeah, because at the moment, Wirtz will never get DEFCON. It's not his game. He's not going to be that type of player. Then, of course, Ndiaye, that was all-out action performance. Even though he still scored less than KDB, but he put in the work, put in the effort. So, then and of course Stack, who we talked about as well. So Stack on the top there, and definitely someone I'll be watching in the coming weeks, because if I don't want any Leeds players, I just do want one not so expensive player. Stack looks like it could be the one.
Right, I just want to point out all these data coming from Fantasy Football Scout members area. So if you're interested to know, you can be a member and just find out all this stuff, because this could be also interesting to help you in guiding your decision building your team. So I think this is what we'll be sharing in our stream. Let's take a look at Game Week 2 fixture, I suppose. Let's jump into that and look at our team. For the Game Week 2 fixture, I think it will be another Friday night deadline, which Crystal Palace will play City as the first match. So interesting. All those thinking about getting City or captaining Haaland playing first game, and if they say that doesn't come with a great outcome, you have to wait a long weekend, right? So probably that could play in your mind, okay, when deciding your captaincy. Who else played this Game Week 2? Liverpool on Saturday lunchtime playing Forest. They lost at home. And it will be an interesting match. Liverpool playing at home on Game Week 2. So whether Forest can match up with Liverpool, this will be an interesting match. And we know what Forest is make about Glasner, the new manager. Who else play on Saturday? We have Bournemouth against Everton. Tricky match also. Bournemouth lost that game. Probably they could get something from City game last week. And this is the Moneyball game that people are looking at. Even bench boosting Game Week 2. All in Coventry City. Bahal got a result last week against United, probably they are on a high moral right now. And would you be have different opinion after that game week 1? But if let's say you already have set up for game week 2, I think your use for those Coventry City game. Spurs and Newcastle will play on Saturday midnight. Interesting. Can Dizabi ready their team? Because if they couldn't get another result, because they lost against Brentford 3-0, and if they say against Newcastle, who also same boat like rebuilding lah, new manager also, Jazel in town, and they will be interesting whether the new players coming for Spurs can get result at home. Chelsea versus Brighton on Sunday with Leeds United, also Brentford. Oh, it will be interesting. Leeds and Brentford both had a result, and we shall see whether what can happen in that game. Sunderland want to bounce back from their defeat against Ipswich. Same goes for Fulham, and United will play Super Sunday again. Ipswich Town will get a result at home last week, so they will be interesting. Like you mentioned, man, if United or Carrick did not get the result, back-to-back promoted side will be under pressure early of the season. And Arsenal will play on Monday night against Villa, who has been awful, lost 4-0. And from this game, I think we expect Arsenal to get a decent result, even though play away to Aston Villa. So, game week 2 fixture, man.
It could be an obscene result that Aston Villa match. Emery could really get his hands tied to him, because just Arsenal look solid and strong, Villa look pants. Anyway, in terms of the fixtures, interestingly enough, I'm just looking at this and realized there's only one match where both had lost the opening game and are now playing each other, which is Sunderland versus Fulham. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, it looks like Sunderland Fulham is the only game where both teams have lost. So arguably the stakes are high for both these teams, because either they lose, it's become 2-0, and both of them are wanting to not be the loss. But it looks like it could be a high scoring goal, that one. So if you did pick up your Sunderland players, you probably hang on to them, but of course you need to decide whether or not to play. So yeah, it depends on your squad. So Chelsea, Brighton, Leeds, Brentford are the only two games where both teams won the opening match. Yeah, so that will be interesting. Different approaches. Brentford all out, very strong in attack and solid in defense against Leeds, who are not so great in attack, but the defense look very, very good. Just a quick one on Brentford. In their last preseason game, they trashed Frankfurt 7-0, and in the opening game they played Spurs and won 3-0. I'm trying to remember. They played Birmingham last night in the Carabao Cup.
I didn't see the result yet.
And they won 6-1. So it's crazy what Brentford are doing. I don't know. So you would think that surely that can't be the case against Leeds, but they're definitely on fire at the moment. Even with their second team, and we had Thiago coming in, Sangare coming in, and still getting another assist in the match is insane. So Chelsea versus Brighton, arguably Brighton might be at a disadvantage, because Brighton do have tomorrow night the Europa. They have another Europe second leg for their match. So yeah, that's we have to watch that, and then later on see whether you can get any team news out of that. So Crystal Palace versus Man City, the first opening, we saw City were able to recover after the setback against Bournemouth, triumphing 2-1. Although you could argue that that was bad defending by Bournemouth to concede those 2 goals. But anyway, City won't complain. Now they are up against Palace, who looks like Sarr is leaving, and it looks like their players who are left are it's really become an issue. So you've got Lacroix, who's left as well. It's worrying when you look at this Palace They definitely need more time, and with Chadiri, we had very bad injury. I think City are going to push, and it's going to be another win for City, and it's just how bad. So as someone who doesn't have any City players, I accept my rank will drop significantly after the first game, just hoping the rest of my players can cover later.
Wow, I just watched this seen the result like you mentioned. Brentford win 6-1 against Birmingham. Agio Diego did score and also Sangre and assist, but where did they start?
No, they didn't. They didn't. They came in as a sub as well.
Yeah.
So there's a couple more Carabao Cup matches tonight. I can't remember who. Yeah, but just
I think Chelsea play. I think Chelsea need to play because they do not involve in the Europe, right?
Yeah, but they've got 40 players, so they'll be fine. Luton, they play Luton Town.
Leeds and Forest play each other in the League Cup.
Yes, and Leeds won again.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, so tonight Newcastle, Spurs. Oh, Chelsea play tomorrow night, not even tonight. So,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Then it's a bit even, but then again Chelsea will play have a bigger squad, so that's fine. Everton as well. Fulham.
Interesting. There are some interesting match, Danny. So probably we continue this conversation, after looking at that fixture. Who will be your captain this week? So go to the Fantasy Football, gave you 2 points prediction. Mention that Bruno Fernandes is expected to score highest this week, around 6.8. Second, Haaland away to Crystal Palace. So both slides at third, they're playing at home against Forest. Probably he could be on penalty again. We have Gabriel there away to Villa, but we know about Arsenal, and then Virgil van Dijk for Liverpool playing at home. Bruno and Haaland again, conversation, top 2. Or do you think there are other options?
I don't know. I don't understand what Virgil van Dijk's there being there. Liverpool's defense are a bit of a mess, especially because of the midfield. So let's see what happens. But among those, yeah, I guess arguably they could. And Gabriel there is nice for me, I guess. But we'll see. I mean, the jury's out whether Gabriel will continue to be that hot, goal scorer. Of course.
Imagine, Aston Villa lost, big Arsenal and Gabriel involved, right? People will turn their head for sure.
Yeah. Captain.
Captain.
Yeah, I don't know. It's.
I terus pancang di Serakan FPL. Haaland captain or Bruno captain?
I would go Haaland captain if I had it.
Wow, interesting. I have different feeling, man. After last week, I don't think I'm gonna go captain Haaland this week. There are 2 reasons. One is I'm not too sure about City lineup right now in terms of probably if let's say Chucky starts and then probably Haaland can come back and he looks rusty. That's another thing. The second one, this should not be a concession. I just want to type City playing early. That's all. So second reason why.
Well, but City play the Friday night match, not the Saturday morning match.
Yeah, fair. But it's the first match.
Yeah. Oh shit! The Saturday morning match is Liverpool Forest. Oh god. Anyway, it's hard to see other options. I'd like.
So you're thinking about Haaland lah? Okay, all right. Fair.
No. Yeah, but because I don't have him, so it's a bit of a problem for me. So Arsenal against Villa.
I think I'll go the United players at home against Ipswich. Probably Bruno, but
Bruno Fernandes is the pick to go for, to be honest, in terms of the captaincy. It's just what happened last week. Hopefully that's just a bump and just a one-off problem because and this is at home to Old Trafford Old Trafford. So
could any of the Chelsea player in contention to be a captaincy pick this week?
no, because Brighton won their game as well. So of course we'll see what happens in Europe.
Okay.
But Brighton under Hursuler, yeah. To be fair, they played Villa. Villa were horrible. So
yeah,
but
so
yeah,
probably could be.
I would not captain Chelsea play against Brighton. Oh, Pedro against his old club.
Okay, so probably. But I can imagine, man, the team who doesn't have Haaland will be able to fit in Palmer, and they can get that 30 point. And imagine if Palmer produce again this game week 2, I can see already the bandwagon of Palmer coming in game week 3. So that's okay. I think we covered all the one. We already passed the 1 hour mark. Before we go to our team main, probably look at the fixture ticker after removing game week 1. Who are at the top right now? It's Newcastle. They're playing Spurs away, but I think I'm going to play Spurs right now if I'm given chance, because they are not in the right frame right now. They are still building their team. Okay. And then play Bournemouth, they have Leeds, they have Hull and Coventry in game week 5 and 6, which is interesting. Wide in the top ticker right now. And then Villa. Everton is still high in the top ticker because they have Ipswich and Hull in game week 5 and 6 anyway. Then Spurs, probably we won't invest them yet, but we shall see for the next few weeks before we invest, because they have the like of Coventry in 7, but still mixed bag for me. They have United, they have Everton. If Villa has strengthened up, probably they are also a tough side moving forward. City on the 4th ticker, Crystal Palace, we have Coventry. Other than United and Liverpool, they play Ipswich also in the next 6. Then Fulham, some assets which is interesting. Some cheap assets like Josh King, who else? Garcia. Who else they mentioned there? So you can think of if let's say they continue to perform, but we shall see for the future. Then Villa, Arsenal, Hull, they play Forest, Spurs, but Villa is not someone that we're going to invest anytime soon. In the bottom ticker, Leeds, Ipswich and Sunderland, this is down there. You can see Sunderland. After that, Fulham, Brentford, they play Arsenal, they play City. Then Brighton, probably you won't invest or you ditch all those Sunderland assets. And Ipswich, like I mentioned, they're also down ticker, and then Leeds United. After game week 1 performance, do you think your interest in terms of other teams like Newcastle, Everton, Spurs?
Yeah. Newcastle definitely Wissa is now, it could look like an option. You got Spurs, Bournemouth, Leeds, Hull, Coventry, Villa. Villa look bad. So on paper it looks really strong with with the exception of Leeds, I guess. Leeds away. Yeah, that's the tough one. Against all the other matches, they definitely they could score. And yeah, I know Hull kept a clean sheet against United, but yeah, Newcastle at home might be a different proposition. But yeah, so if you have any injuries, as we will, depending on team news, but if let's say your 6.0 striker, I know Brobbey or DCL or whoever is injured, then Wissa could be your replacement there. I think to take advantage. On the bottom side of the paper, on the Derby side, which is Sunderland, we knew going into when we picked up one Sunderland player or two for the main purposes of bench boost, we knew that their fixtures were going to be horrible. Having said that, we did not expect them to lose in the opener. So that opens a whole new can of worms, because that Fulham game looks a must win now for them, because if they lose that, after that they face Brentford, Arsenal, Manchester City, Brighton. They could, that if they lose all of those, and the manager is going to be in trouble. Seriously, yeah.
So, and they also involved in the Europa League, so
exactly. Suddenly that Europa League, might not look so fun anymore with the problems that they're having. So we'll see. Bearing in mind Sunderland, they will have they should have Alderete back as well. So,
I think Alderete already returned in that Ipswich game.
Yeah. So he'll start. He should go back to the starting lineup, and I think that's what Sunderland need, because as we remember last season, the defense was quite strong. Again, Ballard just needs a bit more assurance with his more regular senior defense team. That whoever 09 guy, I think that writing's on the wall. Hopefully you guys didn't pick him up, because it's very short, just one shot game only. Looking back up, Fulham. I just want to hardline Fulham. Yes, they defensively not sound, but offensively they did score 2 past Chelsea. Although you could argue that Chelsea, your keeper sucks. Seriously, Hafiz, I don't know what we're going to do about that keeper of yours. But
tapi I like these rumors because I just read in the news. Chelsea trying to sign Martinez from Villa. So okay, if that happen, I don't mind.
I see. Yeah. So Fulham in terms of attack, seriously, I'm someone looking at it now. If you look at that matchups, okay, maybe Sunderland may not be so attractive, but after that, it's Crystal Palace at home, Liverpool, who definitely look like they're conceding a lot because of that non-existent midfield. Then Manchester United, we saw what happened. Then Leeds, Ipswich and Hull. And if I remember correctly, in Gameweek 8 at Coventry. So 3 promoted sides in a row. Fulham will do that. So there's a case for picking him, an attacker up early. And Robbie, who's going to be on my bench for after this week or something, Gonzalo Gomez could be someone I'm looking at. Gonzalo Garcia, sorry.
Garcia.
Okay. He's a Real Madrid guy, and ikut sekali Arbeloa. So he could be a good one if.
How much is he? Let me check.
6.0. I've checked.
Same.
Yeah, and because what I was saying about Crystal Palace, Fulham play Palace in the third game at home. So very, very tempting. I feel like, I can see myself locking in that move if I don't sell him now, because he's playing the opposing striker, which is Robbie, also playing for Sunderland. I would move Robbie to Gonzalo Gomez immediately in Game Week 3. Yeah, assuming that the wildcard lah. I think a lot of people talking about wildcard Game Week 3.
I think I just want to point out, as much as possible, we want to see how the market movement final, right? The transfer market, because a lot of rumors, final deadline. I can see here, I just read out from BBC Sport, Chelsea in contact over move for Martinez, Villa keeper. Liverpool turn attention to Sarr. So imagine, man, Sarr you ada keep, then tiba-tiba go to Liverpool, which can be a nice one. Fernandes, Man City could have a late bid for the Chelsea midfielder. So there's a lot. They're not going to Coventry, right? So there's a lot of things can happen. And as much as possible, if we can stick to our plan, our team, and let the transfer market shut down, and then Game Week 3 we can focus. Okay, all right. So let's go to our team. Talking about not making a transfer, this is my team for Game Week 2. 0.5 million in the bank, 1 free transfer. I'll probably play 4-3-3. We can debate on that, mate. I have Raya in goal, playing Villa away. And then Caleferry back, double defense there. Maguire, I just stick with him at home against Ipswich. I play Rodden at home against Brentford. Rodden, Leeds looking great, right? League Cup also they win against a strong side for us. So Rodden played the whole 90 minutes. So So should that be a worry? Probably not. So I'll play Rodden over a year who Brentford also. That match will be tight one. So I just pick the one who play at home. And then I'll pick the Everton defender. Yeah, I want to trust them at home. They need a result. Bounce back for Everton. Even though Hull on high right now. So how should I find Coventry? Yeah. Van a week, is it how I spell that name? So pronounce it. Ewok. Okay. So I'll play the United midfielder, Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes had my captaincy right now. Soboslai at home against Forest. João Pedro, Haaland, and DCL. So I bench Gross this week away to Chelsea. Probably a wrong one. Probably a sentimental one. I don't want someone who play against Chelsea. But this is my thing for now. I'll look at how Brighton play the Conference League later and decides. But I could play this formation, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the 4-3-3 looks decent based on your players. Although I would argue go Ayer over Van Uyck.
Okay, fair. Okay,
Yeah,
fair. So play each other lah. Leeds United and Brentford hopefully near. Is it?
Yeah, it's just that I don't see Coventry not conceding.
Okay.
So yeah, against Hull historically in the championship, they qualified because they scored a lot of goals and conceded a lot of goals. So yeah, that's my.
I can understand that.
This is assuming you are rolling forward your transfer, right? So
yeah, I'm rolling. Very likely, I'm rolling. I just need to decide which player that come in. I'm thinking that Coventry player, but with Chelsea.
It's just between.
Would you bench Gross? Probably not, right?
If he plays tonight.
Is it tonight? Tomorrow night.
If he plays tomorrow night, then yes, I will probably bench him. I mean, the guy's not young. What is he? 36 or something?
Is he 5?
Yeah, so I will probably bench him. Yeah. So
he's still a 90-minute man, and probably this is my thing, and we shall see what happens in Gameweek 3.
The thing with Ayer versus Van Uyck is I think they both will probably concede. It's just that I think Van Uyck will end up conceding more than Bradford. Yeah, because Leeds aren't scoring a lot. They're not. Yeah.
Fair. Something for me to think, but this is my team for now. Let's go to your teammates. You had 1 million in the bank, right? No.
Yep, 1 million. Yes, I've got money to spend. So at the moment, so it's a tough one because right now I want to play the Cuyper against Chelsea. I do. So at the moment,
fair.
So but trying to figure out who to bench. Oh yes, so I have moved the Cuyper ahead of Maguire in my lineup. So yeah, so that's how I'm looking at. It's just the last step of Hume because I want to play a Sunderland player. So whether it's Hume or Robbie, that's the one I need to figure out. I put is as is at the moment because I think Sunderland will concede against Fulham. But it's just a question whether Robbie or Hume will score. I'd like Hume to score romantic-wise because obviously he delivers more points. But yeah, it's not. And I have to bear in mind Fulham and Joachim Anderson comes back. He was suspended for one more game this season. Now he should be back for this game. Yeah, so that's the only thing. Okay, question now is with Sarr, if he becomes a Liverpool player, that'd be great. Because I was thinking because I just thought it was a perfect opportunity to sell him for Cherki or Sangare, depending. Much more Cherki or Semenyo, but probably not Semenyo. I can't afford him. but Turkey's just there for me. So that's the thing. But if Saar becomes the Liverpool, that I keep him. But then who do I sell? And if I sold Saar for Turkey, then who the hell do I bench? So
oh, it's going to be tough. I think this is already tough because I really want to play Hume, but who to bench, right? I definitely won't bench the Arsenal defense. You play the Cuyper, so you need to think who. I won't bench KDH, Verse, Odegaard. I said Thiago. I don't think I'm going to do that.
See, I want to bench. See, if funnily enough, if I were to I've considered instead of selling Saar, I would sell Words for Turkey. That's it's just I didn't look the look of him against Newcastle. I thought,
give him one more game. Man, give him one more game.
Let's see.
And then you can decide what you want.
Okay, boss. But Manchester City versus Palace. Oh my God, Palace! That lineup. Okay. Let's see.
Okay, this could be your team, right, man? The Cuyper over Maguire, right?
Yes, correct. That's it.
Okay. And Bruno Fernandes is the captain for now.
Bruno Fernandes is captain, and that's not likely to change at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, I think because you don't have any other option. Yeah. Isaac, no,
Isaac what? Captaincy, no.
Right. Okay, we coming to our end of stream. Let's take some question, and before we wrap up. Oh, thank you for the question, Rakan PL. We have Olis to Madrid. The Cuyper will be cursed Gameweek 2, right? I think he will be an excellent player moving forward until Brighton sign some other player because they have a lot of injury right now.
I don't know. I don't know what the Gameweek 2 curse is. Is it the Reinders curse? It's so funny with Reinders. Last season he started goal scoring and everyone looking blah blah blah. Now he's not even with the club anymore. He went off to.
And last time he's at 5.5, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was one of those cheap, and then it's like, oh, this guy is got the next best thing. And now he's not. Now he's gone. Yeah. So no, I don't mind risking it, to be honest, Rakan PL. I think
Azmin will continue to enjoy his point.
If that's one thing I like is players on form. So yeah, I can see myself still playing regardless.
Okay, how about this one? Hinshelwood or Tavernier? I think Tavernier scored right against City.
Yes. The problem here is Bournemouth's matchups aren't great. They're near the bottom, aren't they, of the match fixture ticker. Yeah. So I would go for Hinshelwood. But again, tengoklah tomorrow night be a match. Brighton.
Yeah. We can just look at the ticker again. Brighton playing Chelsea, but then they play Leeds in Gameweek 3 and then Coventry in 4, which is nice, right?
Okay. Yeah, Bournemouth's they're in the middle there, so it's not that bad. Actually, Bournemouth above Brighton. I realized that. But that Brighton is purely because of Arsenal, I think. So yeah. Hinshelwood for me.
Zolis or Odegaard, you own Odegaard, but based on the stats just now, probably Zolis a better pick. But if you have an option, what would you do?
Yeah, so this is Zolis as the next best thing in FPL. I went for Odegaard simply for, he's the senior guy. He's more likely to start every game. Yeah, but Zolis is looking good. To be fair, if you need extra funds, then no difference between Zolis and tough one lah. I just went for Odegaard because he's the Arsenal captain. So yeah. Odegaard for me, but very close.
Yeah. Okay. We'll take this question, you answered that. Too early to figure out what's the best bid for free hit. But I just want to share because this is what other creators also mentioned. Potentially, Gameweek 3 will be a candidate for a game week free hit because if you load up on the Arsenal and Chelsea, they play each other in game week 3, and you City playing Coventry at home, you can triple up City players and get the right players in that game week. So that can be a potential game week 3.
Yeah. So this, it's a case of if you want to keep your Arsenal, Chelsea players after, because it does make sense because Chelsea do play Hull after, and Arsenal, who do they play? Sunderland, So if you just want to reset just for that match, for that week, there's some value to be had.
Muhammad Ali, ada manis-manis ke game week 1 bang? Kita tak ada manis-manis game week 1. Probably at the end of the season. Manis-manis tu any reward ke?
Okay.
Apa ke? Probably I tak ada league punya ni. Okay. Tapi we can have a quick look on our FPL Jedi League who's on the top right now later. Jacque or Arroyo? I think this question for Azmin.
Okay, so this is not an FPL question, I suppose. Arroyo was club captain for Barcelona, so it's a tough one. Okay, I would want Jack. Okay, but really it's a avoid for FPL for now until Liverpool's defense sorts itself out.
Okay, Gakpo to Spurs. Any info?
It's still going. I don't know how we do, but City supposedly want to hijack. I don't know in any case. So don't buy him until we know what's going to happen, because that Spurs I would think that if Gakpo goes to Spurs, he definitely goes straight into the first team because he's already an upgrade over whatever nonsense is there over Richarlison, Tel. But Solanke is fit apparently, so let's see what happens there.
Guardiola or Gehi? Guardiola at 5.5, Gehi at 6 million, right? Both squad. Last game week, I just checked. Gehi scored 10 points, Guardiola 9 points. So,
the thing with Guehi is because he was playing in midfield. It was insane.
Interesting, right?
There was this case of before the season started, Guehi didn't start in the Community Shield. He's going to be relegated to the bench. But during the end of Maresca, suddenly he does play, but in midfield. And supposedly he did
strange
well.
One, but
Maresca
don't have options.
You could argue Guehi as an out of position player if that continues. But I like Guardiola more, so I
think I go for the cheap one 5.5. Okay. And 6. 6 juta.
Okay.
Yep. Thomas, I think Thomas from Coventry, Osha from Ipswich, Egan, rotate this set all season, all at 4 million. Probably not for me, because probably you need to find other players not from the promoter side, because we are unsure how they will perform. Right, we still give me one. What do you think, Nick?
I don't like the idea. I prefer to have. I don't want all 3 of my bench players to be promoted side. So no.
Hi Vishmal Hotra 9031. Anyway, I can share my team. You can text here and view, right?
Sorry, I didn't see this question. Otherwise, I would have asked you to just share it there and we can take a look at it. No problem. Maybe next time.
Share. Or you can type here if you can. Quick one, on our FPL Jedi League, who's at the top right now is KBS Kota Baru from Muhammad Izzuddin. Scored 98 points. You can see his team later. Put yang dia ada. And bench boost. Right. And second place is Dapak Joe DB. 92 points. All big pointer. Nice one. Who else we have here? Kasih Jadi Muhammad Nami 86 points, Tan Sri Pablo Nizam Riser 84 points. It's all the big one. Shafiq Hafiz All-Star Invoker 83 points. Jellyboy FC 83 points. So Barkoba, Jendrai FC, Putra Fist, all 80 plus points. Great, man. Mr. Underground, Epic FC, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably they have like Palmer, the Cuyper in Hinchelwood, I suppose.
No. So I'm looking at KBS Kota Baru now. He has Hinchelwood, yes. He has Zolis. He has Zolis, White, and Calafiori are his.
Okay, White.
So he has Verbruggen. He
Bench
has,
boost,
yeah, he's bench boost. So he has Sangare.
Whoa.
As well as Juan Pedro and Barry of Everton. Fascinating. Yeah, so that's it. So Haaland, he has Haaland and Bruno Fernandes. So that means he has to cut corners elsewhere. Osha, he got Osha, who got DEFCON.
2 points, right?
Other than that is Kinski, Nico Williams, Shaw, Bruno Fernandes as the captain. Yeah, so and Mbuemo. So the other usual suspect, but it really is the Sangare, Hinchelwood, Juan Pedro, and Barry that are the
double digit.
Yeah, I guess Pedro not so much, but Sangare, Barry, and Hinchelwood. Hinchelwood, of course, we know because he was barely owned. He was barely owned. Because he wasn't because of the Europe thing. So yeah. So well done, congratulations.
Well done.
And I envy you that you have Sangare in your team. I wish. I already had him. I'm plotting how to get him. Well, I can easily get him, but we don't want to get him now. Is the question.
All right, man. We come to the end of the stream. Let's conclude Gameweek 2 preview.
All right. So again, early days. Of course, midweek we still have the Carabao Cup matches going on. So check your teams, especially those who have the ones who aren't playing in Europe. Who played to see your thing. Obviously, the typical recommendation from not just us but from all majority of content creators is because when whoever you picked for game week 1 before the start of the season, surely you would have looked at that slightly long term and at least for game week 2 until you get further information. So that the argument is to roll, even though I myself am really looking at making a transfer. So let's see. But up to you at the end of the day. This is your team. But be careful about taking all of game week 1 results too seriously into account. Really have to consider what are the circumstances and any hauls. You don't expect these hauls to constantly happen. You have to look at the circumstances. So yeah.
All right. Thanks, Min. I'd like to conclude before you leave. Do support us by hitting the like button and subscribe our FPL Jedi YouTube channel. We have like our QR code there, so you can scan and come to our YouTube page and support us. So until then, we shall see whether we live on deadline stream for Game Week 2, Min, on Friday night. And then
sounds good. I like that idea.
Until then, take care everyone and bye-bye.